Hey there, everyone. This is Dave from Agatsu OG, and I'm doing up this little video because as we're going into another lockdown from gyms, people are scrambling to find equipment, fitness equipment again. And I know that Indian clubs is one of the primary accessory and maintenance tools that I use through my practice. If you have a set of Indian clubs, they're really great tools to use. Great for mobilizing shoulders, wrists, elbows. Great for stimulating the coordination centers of the brain. All sorts of good stuff. Before every workout, I'm usually doing at least a 5-minute set with an Indian club just to loosen up and get things sorted. Unfortunately, with everyone scrambling for tools, that it's become very, very difficult to find something like a club that you'd be able to work with. And so what I'm putting this little video together for is, in the short term, there are some workshops coming up that I recommend you all take advantage of. But this is going to be a little video on how to make kind of a makeshift Indian club or pair of Indian clubs using just a simple stick, roll or two of duct tape, and that's all. All right, that should get you sorted well enough to be able to have a tool that you can use for these workshops coming up. Of course, earliest opportunity, if you can, get yourself a proper set. There is a weighting issue that you will try to simulate as much as possible, but definitely it is something that you want to invest in this tool. All right.
Now, when I'm using clubs in my classes, I'm usually recommending for my students these Agatsu poly clubs. You can buy different brands of poly clubs. They're all good. They usually run between 1 and 2 pounds. Getting up into a 3-pound range, you can get them, but they are a little weighty. All right, these are my wooden clubs. These are my go-to clubs. They're about the same weight as the poly clubs. I just like the wood workmanship a little bit better. Then you get a bunch of different ranges of both shape sizes of both foreign made and local made, good quality and less than good quality wooden clubs that are around. There's lots of different variety with that. Basically what you are looking for though is a length of a shaft with a weight on one end and potentially a pommel at the other end, something that you can hold on to, something that allows you to maintain a grip. Okay, so what we're going to need for this project is a stick. Keep in mind, I'm demonstrating making a single club. Ideally, what you want to do is make 2. All right, this stick right here is a little bit on the long side. It's coming in at just under 24 inches, roughly 60 centimeters. Yeah, so I want to have 2 of those. I'd recommend, let's see here. So on my poly clubs, they are roughly 18 inches. Yeah, I wouldn't go any shorter than 16 inches, just because you want to have something with a bit of able to generate some momentum. Secondly, you're going to need a roll of duct tape. I am making do with what I got. So I've got an old crappy roll of duct tape, and I've got a good roll of duct tape. This might look a little bit mongreled, but that's fine. It's going to do what I need it to do. All right. Thirdly, I'm going to have a little bit of gym tape, and that's just for the handle end. Create myself a little pommel just to be kind. Whatever you're doing, whether it's on you're making a single club or a double, is try to be as consistent as possible. So that's also why I have a scale here. All right, it's just a simple kitchen scale. Bathroom scale might be a little not accurate enough. But consistency is that wherever I wrap the tape, I want to make sure, especially if I'm doing 2, I want to be as close as possible with about the same amount. So all I'm going to do, so this is the simplest of how-to videos, right? All I'm doing is I'm just wrapping this around, and basically I'm looking to unload the roll of tape onto my stick, okay? And so, like I said, this is a crappy old roll of duct tape, and it's ripping on me, but we're going to unload it all onto my stick as we go through. All right, so here we are coming towards the end, and through the miracle of video editing, we are almost done, or at least almost as done as my patience will allow with tape. I'm going to make a personal commentary on this. Always try to get good quality duct tape because, yeah, this one is shredding at just about every single turn. So I can't stress that enough. I use some better quality duct tape. But we are getting towards the end here, and I'm going to call it quits with that piece of crap. And here we're going to just do a quick little weigh. Okay. I'm weighing the whole unit. I'm just at about 400 grams, just shy of 400 grams, as you can see there. So 400 grams, someone do quick math for me, that's just shy of 1 pound. Given the length of this, that's going to give me a nice amount of rotation. Now, that was the weighted end. What I want to do then also is create a little pommel. And I'm changing it up because I want to have a bit of grip on it. So I'm going to use generic gym tape. And I'm just going to come on the one end. Going to give me a wrap that way. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a handle wrap. You can do this with cord if you want to, or you know, some twine or rope. What I'm going to do is just simply, you know, lengthen this out, and then I'm going to give the tape a little bit of a spin. And then wrap that around like I would to create a little bit of bulk. And that is really just to let my hand know that I've come down to the end of my Indian club, so I don't let it slip around. I do not need this to be big. All right, I don't need this to be a massive thing, but it's just something to, you know, proprioceptively simulate a pommel on the end. Now, obviously, that looks different from this. I get that, but you really are looking for a tactile sensation of the end of your Indian club. All right, so with that, let's give another little weight. I'm just over 400 grams. So we're going to set that to the side. There is our finished makeshift, and let me stress, makeshift Indian club. And let's see how it turns. So here we are with our single makeshift Indian club. Basically what an Indian club is, as mentioned before, it's weighted at one end, it's got a handle on the other hand. You are looking to create rotational leverage. And so long as this weight is enough to give the sense of, oh, there's a little bit of a pull there, that's a good thing to have, all right? You don't want it to be too heavy. Like I said, this is probably just shy of 1 pound, but what it's gonna give is a sense of the ability to do rotational work with this. Plus, for the distracts and a lot of the mobility work is that I have something focused in my hand where I can establish my saber grip, and I can start working my distracts from my shoulder or give my arm something to focus direction to. So that's all going to give you exactly what you need for a lot of the beginning work with Indian clubs, and yet give you something that is relatively low cost, relatively easy to make, unless you have a crappy roll of duct tape. That will give you enough to get started with Indian clubs. I hope you all enjoyed that. Like you probably guessed, I'm not used to doing a lot of DIY stuff or DIY videos. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you get to either an Indian club class with myself or any of the other Agatsu instructors, or to an Indian club certification or workshop sometime soon. And take care.